I know what come behind, what I do. You know what I'm saying? I know the consequences and repercussions of what come behind. Then they got these niggas, you know what I'm saying, on some keep it real shit with their partner. Now, if your partner throw a stash right there and the police pull up and you on probation and he ain't on probation, you know what I'm saying, and the people walk up and say, who that's for, you know what I'm saying, how real he gonna be, you know what I'm saying, is he gonna take his lick or is he gonna let both of y'all ride, you go back up time and he a first offender, you know what I'm saying, I'm a nigga like this shit, I'm on paper, so if my partner right here, and he got a gun right there and the police find it, he either go take his charge or I'm gonna give him his charge, cause I'm gonna keep it real with myself before I keep it real with a nigga who ain't gonna keep it real with me.
It's no secret that Cash Money Records and the Hot Boys, who were put together in the mid to late 90s, will go on to create a dynasty. However, this dynasty would not last long, although they would have one hell of a run. Christopher Dorsey, aka BG, and Dwayne Michael Carter, aka Lil Wayne, were basically raised from the age of young kids by Brian Williams, aka Baby. Juvie, Wayne, and Turk would all file suits against Cash Money Records, with Wayne going on to receive the biggest win of them all. All four of the original Hot Boys would ultimately start their own labels, respectively Juvie, Wayne, BG, Rapper City Records, and Turk, YNT. Both Juvie and BG will see some success with their established labels. Wayne will go on to birth some of the biggest rap artists in the music industry. Ironically enough, BG, Wayne, and Turk would all do prison time, with both Doogie and Turk doing real bids. One of the biggest ordeals to come out of the CMR camp will be the shooting up of Wayne tour bus by a YSL affiliate.
Man who shot up tour buses belonging to rapper Lil Wayne pleaded guilty and accepted a 10-year prison sentence. He had until today to take a deal. Channel 2's Cobb County Bureau Chief Ross Cavett live outside the courthouse with why the DA's tough stance on gang cases may have persuaded the gunman to take the deal.
Man known on the streets as Pee Wee or Roscoe will spend 10 years in prison. The district attorney here in Cobb County believes the gang problem is getting out of control in Cobb and really the metro. We told you about a case last week in which his office asked the judge for a 350-year sentence in another gang case. So it's likely Jimmy Winfrey saw the writing on the wall.
I think it was best for the client to do this and avoid the massive risk if he would lose even on a single count in this case.
Manny Aurora believes his client, Jimmy Winfrey, could have beaten most of the 27 charges in the indictment. But the prosecutorial mood against gangs and gang members in Cobb County is tough.
Anytime you say the word gang and there's an African-American individual, prejudices rear their ugly head, and that's just the reality of the way it is.
Winfrey will spend 10 years in prison for the April incident on I-285, where two buses belonging to the entourage for rapper Lil Wayne came under gunfire. Prosecutors say a simmering rap feud and gang tensions led to it. They believe they could pin Winfrey as the gunman. He was indicted on 27 counts, including a rarely, if ever, used charge that references domestic terrorism. The charges Winfrey pled to are gang-related counts. DA Vic Reynolds making no apology for his take-no-prisoners approach to gang charges.
If you come to Cobb County, you shoot at a bus. Thankfully, no one was hurt, but this gentleman shot at a bus over some beef that started in Atlanta. We're not going to tolerate that.
Either you can see the time of day on a 10-year sentence, or you're going to be serving 200, 300, 400 years, as the DA has professed publicly that he would ask on every single gang case.
Well, that domestic terrorism charge was one of those dropped in this particular plea deal. Winfrey faces unrelated charges in other jurisdictions, but again faces now a 10-year prison sentence in this case. We're live outside the courthouse. Ross Cavett, Channel 2 Action News.
Baby will be heavily implicated in the incident, but would not be charged. Both Wayne and Doogie's legal problems will revolve around illegal possession of weapons. ZZ, who was an habitual offender, will receive quite more than the slap on the wrist that Wayne will receive.
And a New Orleans rapper has been sentenced to 14 years in prison for illegal possession of firearms and obstructing justice. Christopher Dorsey, also known as BG, was also sentenced to 3 years of supervised release by a federal judge. The 28-year-old pleaded guilty in December to being a felon with a firearm after being caught by the NOPD.
Turk, which is an entirely different story, will catch his charge during a drug raid in Tennessee. While BG was incarcerated, Juvie and Baby will go on to release Just Another Gangster, which has that old school Juvie feel. Although I don't know the dynamics of Baby and Juvie's relationship, I can say that I have seen them rocking with each other in recent times. Wayne seems to be doing his own thing since winning the lawsuit. I haven't seen Wayne rocking with Baby in a few years. The last time was a song he did with Baby in 2021. How can you not know that the relationship between Baby and Turk has been a tumultuous one? Turk always seems to be in and out of the loop. Most would assume that would be due to Turk being outspoken on social media, sharing family business. Just to keep it 100, I honestly believe it's way more to it than the Drink Champs interview. On Tuesday, September the 6th, after serving 12 years for gun possession and witness tampering, BG will finally be released from prison with an open arm welcome home invitation from none other than Baby, aka Birdman. Doogie would take to his IG account and write the following. After 12 winters and 13 summers, I see the end zone. It's my last birthday being buried alive. This year, I'm celebrating the whole Virgo cycle. Matter of fact, from this year forward, I'm living and celebrating like every day is my birthday. Baby would shed light on something that wasn't known by many, going on to state that BG in fact stayed with him in Miami before doing his bid. Although I'm not 100% sure how true that is, due to Turk taking to social media to state that it was indeed him who had put BG in contact with T.I., Boosie, and Baby. So peep gang, if that was cap, the names mentioned above would have come out a long time ago when Turk first said it and shut it down. Just my opinion. Staying true to his word, BG will release songs with multiple different artists. However, none will be off the Cash Money imprint. Lastly, BG would not reach out to Turk since being released, which would trigger Turk to release multiple different videos via social media. It wouldn't be long before rumors of a Hot Boys reunion would start to circulate with Baby, confirming if it does happen, Turk won't be a part of it.
So now I gotta ask you this though, Stunner, because you know a lot of the fans been asking, and I've been seeing it all over social media. Everybody said why Turk didn't receive that same red carpet treatment when he came home after being in prison almost 9 years.
Man, to be honest, that's small talk, right? But to be honest, me and Turk ain't have a relationship before he went to jail. I ain't have a relationship with Turk, not at all. So I ain't Joe's Turk. I ain't have a relationship with Turk, and a lot of niggas do shit, say shit, and I ain't forgiving everybody. I ain't one of them. I'm old school, old law, G code. You heard me, fire? But I ain't got nothing but love for Turk. But he a HB, but I ain't have a relationship with Turk before he went to jail. So I didn't Joe's Turk.
Okay. So last but not least, because I know you on the plane and you probably headed somewhere.
I'm headed to New Orleans. Man, Beezer, going all the way to the Biddy.
Oh, y'all coming down the city?
I'm coming home for a couple of days.
Oh man.
Oh no, right. I don't want that. Give me a look. You hear me? If it's cold, it's cold. All right. Oh, we're on that type of time.
You coming out with Beezer, huh?
No, I don't go nowhere. That's my partner. That's my right hand. My nigga for life. 5-star. You heard me? General, right. Landlord. Right. The realest. Tato, Cito, my little nephew Nino. Yeah. We're on that type of time.
So,
my niggas.
Last but not least, I want to ask you, everybody want to know about the Hot Boy reunion. The last time the Hot Boys probably on tour was like 2000. The group disbanded. This band in 2001. What could we expect the tour to be, and who could we expect to see on the Cash Money Hot Boy reunion tour?
We definitely going on tour. I'm putting up $100 million for it myself. We're going on tour, but one thing for certain, two things for sure. I ain't guaranteed that it's gonna be everybody. That's just I'm standing on business, and that's what it is. But you know, if it work out, it work out. If it don't, it don't. But we definitely gonna get that money. That's for a fact. But I don't think it's gonna be everybody. And personally, you hear me? Shit, I really don't give a fuck. As long as we getting it, we gonna get it. The main player's gonna be there. I say, but I don't want it to feel like. First of all, I ain't got nothing against Lil Turk at all, bro. He's still a HB. You hear me, Fire? But I'm standing on business.
Wow. Okay. Like I said, I won't hold you up too long. I know you're busy. Any last shout outs or anything you want to say before you get off and enjoy your flight?
It's Uptown from like Cash Money Don't Die, we multiply, nigga. Oh, I want to give a shout out to my little nigga, NBA Young Boy. That's my little soldier. Free Thugger, Future, Lil Uzi Vert, London, D-Rock, For Sure Now, uh, Drake, Nicki, Moolah, Jizza. You know, the whole camp, man. This shit run deep, God. You know what I mean? This shit this cash money shit deep, fam. You know what I mean? This shit gonna run when I ain't alive to see it run, man. This shit run deep, man.
Which would further trigger Turk to upload even more videos to social media. In a shocking turn of events, paperwork would hit the internet where BG would be on a pistol case with Control Washington and Darian Blunt of Houston, Texas. The internet would explode.
And then these niggas coming home and niggas accepting these niggas, man.
Cold case file, baby.
That's why they rebooked you.
Cold case.
On that murder from 13 years ago.
Cold case, homie.
And look, everybody know what's happening with me, man. I know what come behind, what I do. You know what I'm saying? I know the consequences and repercussions of what come behind it.
Federal court today, Christopher Dorsey, better known as local rapper BG, pled guilty today to gun charges. Dorsey admitted that on 2 occasions, including on this YouTube video, he possessed guns, despite being a 3-time convicted felon. He also pled guilty to obstruction of justice for trying to get an associate to claim ownership of the guns. Dorsey will remain behind bars until his sentencing in March.
And a New Orleans rapper has been sentenced to 14 years in prison for illegal possession of firearms and obstructing justice. Christopher Dorsey, also known as BG, was also sentenced to 3 years of supervised release by a federal judge. The 28-year-old pleaded guilty in December to being a felon with a firearm after being caught by the NOPD.
Nigga, I ain't chillin', man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm chillin', man. Damn, that black and white don't lie. He ain't lie.
The year is 2010. Control Washington pled guilty in federal court before U.S. District Judge Sarah Vance to illegally possessing a firearm. According to documents filed in court, on June 16th of 2009, NOPD detectives conducted a traffic stop on a vehicle in which Control Washington was the sole back seat passenger. During the subsequent investigation, law enforcement located a bag of green located on the back passenger seat, as well as a 9mm Beretta on the backseat floorboard. Control Washington was facing a possible maximum sentence of 10 years of imprisonment, a $250,000 fine, and 3 years of supervised release. Sentencing was set to be scheduled for May 10th of 2010. If the case were to proceed to trial, the government would prove the defendant guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of this 1-count indictment. In the indictment, the defendant, Control Washington, is charged with knowingly and intentionally possessing and affecting a firearm after having been convicted of a crime punishable by imprisonment for a term exceeding 1 year. The government states that it will establish the following through reliable and competent evidence, including testimony from 2 key witnesses. On June 16th of 2009, at approximately 7:20 p.m., Detective Steve Gaudette and Sergeant Ryan Lobrano of the NOPD 6th District Narcotics Unit were on patrol when they would observe a white Ford pickup truck traveling at a high rate of speed on Phillip Street. As the truck neared the Claiborne Avenue and Phillip Street intersection, the detectives would observe the truck disregard the stop sign and turn right on to Claiborne Avenue. The detectives would conduct a traffic stop based on the observed traffic violation. The detectives, who were in an unmarked Chevy Impala equipped with lights and sirens, would turn onto Claiborne Avenue and pull behind the truck with lights and sirens on. Detective Jason German and Brian Phillips would also pull up behind Detective Gaudette and Sergeant Lobrano to assist with the stop. The white Ford truck would pull over at the intersection of Josephine and Claiborne. The detectives noticed that once the truck pulled over, the occupants were moving around erratically inside. Detective German would approach the driver's side while Detectives Gaudette Phillips and Sergeant Lebrano would approach the passenger side. Based on the erratic movement, the officers would elect to instruct the occupants to step out of the vehicle for the officer's safety. The individual later identified as Christopher Dorsey, aka BG, was in the driver's seat while the front passenger seat was occupied by Dorian Blunt. As the backseat passenger identified as Contrell Washington stepped out of the truck, Detective Gaudette would observe in plain view a plastic bag of Reggie. The bag was partially covered by a shirt on the passenger seat. Detective Gaudette would then detain Contrell and retrieve the bag. Once Detective Gaudette recovered the green and stepped away from the truck, Sergeant Lebrano would observe a black barrel protruding from underneath the driver's seat on the backside of the floorboard. Sergeant Lebrano retrieved the weapon and discovered it to be a 9mm Beretta with serial number BER 129-419Z. Once Contrell observed Sergeant Lebrano step away from the truck carrying the Beretta, he would state that the gun and green were his. Contrell would then be placed under arrest and taken to the 6th District. Detectives would also learn that Contrell was previously convicted of a felony in 2006 in state court in Houston, Texas. On June 12th of 2006, Contrell pleaded guilty to manufacturing and delivery of a controlled substance under docket number 1030600 and was sentenced to 2 years of imprisonment. As such, Contrell is precluded from ever legally possessing a firearm. Detective German contacted ATF Special Agent Jennifer Dorick, who would arrive at the 6th District Police Station shortly after. Contrell would again state to Special Agent Dorick that the handgun was his. Contrell also informed Special Agent Dorick that he obtained the gun from his girlfriend in Houston. Special Agent Dorick would take custody of Contrell as well as the green and the firearm and federally arrest him for being a felon in possession of a firearm. In addition, both Christopher Dorsey and Dorian Blunt would give statements stating Christopher was driving, Dorian was in the front passenger seat, and Contrell was in the back seat. Both individuals would also give statements that they were unaware that there was a firearm in the vehicle. They would both also confirm that the firearm was Contrell's and that Contrell admitted to the firearm being his and that he obtained the firearm from his girlfriend. Finally, Contrell would admit that on June 16th of 2009, he was in possession of the above-mentioned firearm, and he acknowledged that said conduct constitutes violation of his status as a convicted felon. What y'all think? Is that snitching or not? Dude took his charge for the blick and the trees. Doogie did give a statement saying that he would testify in court that the blick and the trees were for Dude. The case never went to trial, so Doogie never took the stand to testify. Is giving a statement to them dicks saying that he was testifying in court snitching? Let me know in the comments section. WAC 100 would take credit for releasing the paperwork on BG, going on to launch a smear campaign implying that Baby was behind it all. Do I know if Baby is behind it? Absolutely not. Do I put it past Baby? Absolutely not. With all of the back and forth going on, Dude, who was locked up with Doogie, that goes by the name OG Freeze, would take to the internet to defend Doogie. OG Freeze would go on to upload multiple videos addressing WAC as well as Birdman, even going as far as to do a video on another platform where he would mention James Tapp, aka Soldier Slim. Dogface and OG from the D would also upload videos in Doogie's defense. G checking WAC 100, demanding he hold himself accountable for his own actions rather than talking shit about Doogie. Just when everyone thought shit was about to simmer down, Doogie would take to IG Live on several different occasions with music playing in the background. Some of those verses would seemingly take shots at Baby and Wayne. This again would spark the topic of conversation over social media, with OG Freeze having to correct WAC 100 for getting lyrics of a song wrong. So peep game, I'ma say this here. I know for a fact that Baby going off right now. He definitely saying them niggas better keep my name out their mouth and put some respect on my name. All three of y'all.
Nigga, when my name come up, respect it.
Let's go.
Stop playing with my fucking name. All three of y'all. Stop playing with my name. I ain't gonna say it no more.
I think it's safe to say that this is unfortunately the demise of the Hot Boys, which is only my opinion. Let me know what you think about all of this shit. Do you think it would all blow over with the Hot Boys and CMR actually doing a reunion, or do you think it's a wrap? Let me know in the comment section. Stay plugged.